Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our next fight. Making his way to the cage and fighting out of the red corner, it's Khalil Hyder.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Cagezilla 84 as we move into our third to last fight of the night. And we're beginning with Khalil Hyder, 26-year-old out of Crazy 88, and another one of the fighters representing this gym with an incredible win-loss record of 4-1.
Yeah, another #1 contender fight as well. I'm trying to get the cream. I was talking to someone about this a little earlier. Here at Cagezilla, we're going to start getting the cream to rise to the top. And when we get these #1 contender fights, we do just that. We find who is going to be rising for these titles. And at 135 pounds, we got two guys here that are more than qualified for this matchup. Khalil Hyder coming in at 4-1. You see there with expert coach Del Bruges from Crazy 88, and he had a lot of great things to say about Khalil coming into this one. Really excited to see him showcase his skills inside of our last #1 contender fight of the night.
Yeah, this is one in which there's no ambiguity. These are the records that bring people to not only contenderships, but titles. And either way that this one goes, I'm super excited that Khalil Hyder gets to showcase his stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Last #1 contender fight before our title fights coming up, might I add. So we got our title fights coming up, our co-main and main event. Don't you guys go anywhere. Let's send it to Chris to bring out the blue corner.
And his opponent, making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Ben Sherrill.
Another young fighter, another incredible record, 4-2 out of George Gurgel MMA. Ben Sherrill is only 25 years old and already is one of the top fighters in the bantamweight division, trying to get that #1 contendership.
Yeah, excited to get Ben in here. Really focused young athlete. Nothing but great stuff to say. He said he came up in wrestling, wasn't really into MMA, but just kind of got into it and loved it. And man, a young man that I got nothing but my watchful eye on to see him do great things. He was in our lost a close fight in our 135-pound title fight on our last one, but he's back for vengeance, and he's in this #1 contender spot, much like Caleb Alger was trying to get back to that title at 125 pounds. Ben Sherrill is trying to do just that in the 135-pound weight class.
Absolutely, and you know, Ben Sherrill, very similar build to Khalil Hyder, but these guys have 5'8", same exact weight. So this is going to be one in which it's just all coming down to what they have forged over the past 5 and 6 fights respectively. So excited for this.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a real good one. Let's send it to Chris to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds, and it is for the #1 contender for the Cagezilla Bantamweight Championship. It is brought to you by our friends at Pev's Paintball and Airsoft Park, the Mid-Atlantic's premier paintball and airsoft park, and the Shop Gym, the Virginia Mecca. And now, starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'8" and weighing in at 135 pounds, fighting out of Crazy 88 with a record of 4 wins and only 1 defeat, it's Khalil Black Lightning Hyder. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5'8" and weighing in at 135 pounds, fighting out of George Gurgel MMA with a record of 4 wins and 2 defeats, it's Ben Sherrill. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. It is for the #1 contender for the Cagezilla Bantamweight title. It is brought to you by our friends at Pev's Paintball and Airsoft Park and the Shop Gym. Your referee is Michael Dolman.
Ooh, here we go. Big one in the bantamweight division. And Ben Sherrill looking super laser focused to bring this one back to his professor, George Gurgel. Starting this first round here, let's see what we have.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see it. Both of these guys want to stay on the feet for a little bit. In a lot of cases, even those who like to stand and bang have been going for takedowns, a few notable exceptions. This time around, I want to see striking on either side as the groundwork for the future of this round. So to start things off, both of these fighters in close stance, just looking for an angle. Good movement here, and notably by Khalil Hyder. He is giving up a lot of space and expending a little bit more energy currently with these moves, but I like the fact that as soon as he sees something fired off by Ben Sherrill, he's going in trying to find the response.
Yeah, these guys feeling each other out. He's blocked a couple of Ben's kicks, had a nice jab, but no significant strikes really from either gentleman just yet. Nice 1-2 there from Hyder. I want to see Ben start to get off some offense. He's kind of testing his range and feeling his range out. You got a mobile guy like that. Oh, that was a nice body
Great
kick.
repulsion and sprawl, by the way, by Hyder. Stopping a desperation takedown attempt. And now we're going to see a flying knee pivoted out of that as well. Sherrill has gotten the knee, has gotten the leg pick, but look at how much damage he is sustaining in order to do so.
Yeah, Ben resorting back to what he knows, which is wrestling. He was doing some great efforts to try to capture that single leg. But, man, Hyder with some great balance. And whenever you're hitting a guy, it's starting to kind of dissuade him from wanting to take you down, and he's certainly getting those strikes off to make Ben pay a little something. But nice takedown from Ben. Nice single leg, elevated him nicely. And now he's on Hyder's back here from the standing position. Let's see if he can get him to the ground.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised just how well Ben Sherrill was able to pivot this leg, getting not only an attempted takedown, but off of that now back control. And I think Khalil Hyder, for as much as he was desperate to stay on his own 2 feet, conceded way too much in the way that he decided to deal with this exchange. Now he's in a tough position, having to try to force down with bladed hips these hands that we see tracking up towards his torso for another wrenching takedown that could favor Sherrill.
Yeah, Sherrill with good position, but I want to see him start to capitalize on this position, and there he goes, bringing him to the floor and doing like I say, what he knows. This is good pressure and starting to kind of establish some dominance. But we've just seen Hyder turn back around. Hyder's got to turn around and swim in, get that underhook. Ben staying real sticky right here on the cage.
Yeah, I love this to be the case. Sherrill sacrificed a lot to get in. Now that he's in, he does not want to give it up. And honestly, Hyder isn't really finding a way off the cage side wall. So this is all the credit in the world of the blue corner. This is doing exactly what a wrestler wants in a situation where a striker is clearly game and understands what he's up against. Hyder definitely going to have to go back to the drawing board here. Showed a lot of bright spots, but is going to need to answer what Sherrill's bringing when he dives in.
Yeah, both guys showing some good stuff there in that first round. You can see Ben talking to his professor, George Gurgel. I saw George, I think, ask him how you feeling. He said, no, this guy's not really giving me too much. Was my take on his body language. I think he's calm. He's ready to take this second round. And Hyder, I'm sure, going back to expert coach Dill Bruges and getting some expert advice as well to finish up this fight and get some momentum going in his direction.
Yeah, both of these sides just charging up, ready for the next one already. Ben Sherrill back to his feet. Khalil Hyder never even taking the stool. So both of these guys are ready and raring to go. Second round coming up here. I would like to see Hyder do a better job after leg is taken to just definitively put away doubts as to his ability to reset neutral. Because I got to be honest, Ben Sherrill, if he had to try to go in twice that first round, probably would be taking too much damage for his own good.
Right, exactly. But he was able to maintain that back control and really make it work for him. I thought he might have edged that first round because of that. Oh, shin to shin. It's always a fun one.
Yeah, Hyder happy to play these car crashes out, go for big strikes, go for damage, knowing that Ben Sherrill eventually will have to go for a takedown. It is core to the blue corner's game plan, and if he's able to get even damage now, he can then pile on the hurt once it is the case that Ben Sherrill tries to make a sacrificial play.
Hyder with some crispy boxing, actually, and looking good. Sherrill once again on that single leg and able to get him to the floor. Similar to what he was trying to do there in that first round. He's able to get him down, get some back control. But Hyder popping right back up to his feet, so not making it easy for Sherrill at all. But Sherrill once again on Hyder's back.
And this is why Ben Sherrill has forged himself such a reputation, has got himself over this #1 contender matchup. Brent, at the end of the day, that was a textbook sprawl by Hyder. Hyder did a great job responding in kind, but Sherrill is just so snappy, he couldn't get the full body out of the way in time, and Sherrill is able to make his takedown with whatever he gets. A single leg.
Wow.
Power here, up against the cage side wall, and Hyder's in trouble, trying to push his back up here. Will be able to at least find leverage to try to get away from this one, but Sherrill doesn't want to give up back control. He's going to try to fire some shots up against the head.
Oh, my goodness. I am surprised Hyder took that because he slammed him right on his head. He's into great position with the body triangle. And, man, Sherrill turning the fight right on into his favor here in this second round. Let's see if he can finish up this fight and really seize the moment here with 1 minute left to go here in the second round.
Hyder doing a decent job trying to respond against a possible rear naked choke. Unfortunately, by trying to twist to the side, he's giving more leverage to Sherrill to try to snake that arm around. Hyder continuing to try to find a defense here. He's going to get hit in the ribs, get hit in the face, and now he's just in such a difficult position. He can't find guard. He can't find anything. Ben Sherrill will suffocate him, and he's looking to lay this in for the remaining 30 seconds of this round number 2.
Wow, that was beautiful from Sherrill there. I mean, I'm sure you guys noticed that he went from his body lock triangle from the back take to positionally getting the mount position, but he just lost it.
Oh!
But I thought that was a beautiful transition. He gave up his submission for position. And look at him now, getting that double leg once again. Beautiful, with a nice mat return to finish up round 2. Beautiful round 2 for Ben Sherrill.
Yeah, great stuff. You know, he ate a knee on the way back in, and that's what we're talking about. Hyder plays very heads up in those scramble scenarios, but once he is on the ground, we're not seeing anything out of the red corner that demonstrates he can pivot into a decent position, a winning position versus Ben Sherrill, who can taste that contendership.
Yeah, I think he can taste that. You know, he might be up 2-0 going into this third round. Hyder's really got to find an answer and change the game up. Possibly use some of his boxing, because I mean his hands have been looking really crispy. But you know, Ben's got to do more of the same. Looking nice. He's shot in on some nice singles, has made his way to the floor, ended up in back control, standing, getting him to the ground. And what can I say? Really, you know, really impressed with the JG MMA protege in Ben Sherrill, looking great tonight in his #1 contender fight in the bantamweight division here, and looking to bring one home for the JG MMA Academy.
Both a prodigy and the protege of JG, all coming together here. Ben Sherrill truly has this on lock right now. I like the fact you're calling out that Khalil Hyder needs to try to use that boxing a little bit more. The problem is just Hyder just can't enable a full game plan without Sherrill crashing guard, finding the grab, even with solid sprawls, even with Khalil Hyder playing to the textbook. He can't keep it on the feet.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think Hyder's got great striking, you know. I mean, I know he wants to use it, but just he can't find the mark with Ben Sherrill. Ben Sherrill having some beautiful stance switches. He's switching from left side to southpaw, and really looking good. He better not cover up like that, because he just ate an uppercut for good measure. But once again, he's got to get. I think Ben will find his way to get in on the leg here, and sure enough, he's right there.
And this is so frustrating for Khalil Hyder. Another position like this. And here's the thing. Khalil Hyder is yet again textbook in his defense. Decent attempt at a sprawl, but it doesn't matter. Ben Sherrill is given an inch, and he takes a mile out of it.
Yeah, Yeah, he's got great takedowns, coming from a wrestling background, really able to establish his dominance here. You can tell he's been in the gym grinding and working on stuff, because he looks night and day compared to his last performance that we saw inside the Cagezilla cage. He looks really focused and just grapple heavy and able to out grapple Hyder here and win most of the positional battles that have taken place inside the cage.
Yeah, Hyder is just in such a difficult position here. He's trying to swim his way out, needs to keep those arms of Sherrill down. And with the other hand, he can't do anything except for brace. He can't actually try to engage a strike because he knows he doesn't have the leverage necessary to stay stable. Sherrill is just going to roll with it, bring him down almost with a kind of suplex. You see the showboating as well. A yawn coming out. That's going to open up a dump.
Yeah,
Ben Sherrill is happy to continue to bring his opponent to the mat. Here we go. Can he make it number 3?
Having some fun in there. Good to see from Ben Sherrill. But I do want to see execution. I don't like to see guys showboating and then not executing. I want to see him executing and continuing to establish that dominance and really put a nail in this fight here in this 3rd round.
Scary gambit here. Ben Sherrill actually giving his head over to a possible overhook by the side of Khalil Hyder. Hyder going to use that opportunity to give an elbow and try to reduce the leverage that the blue corner has up against the red. But with the cage side wall right there, Khalil just can't find a way out. And now he's actually got his right leg pinned. And all that is saving him from being dumped yet again is the cage. And cage giveth and taketh away. As what do we get out of that? Ben Sherrill landing a really solid knee. That finishes up the fight. Good show camaraderie between these two fighters. But I think Ben Sherrill is our new contender.
Yep. He deserves it. He worked his way right back up to this spot. And, man, he looked really sharp tonight. When he was fighting for the title with our current champ, he just fell a little short with Angelo, but man, he showed a whole new wrinkle to his game here tonight. Looked really dominant, and once again, one of those things that we were talking about earlier. It's one thing to get to good position, and then it's another thing to be able to hold that good position and capitalize on it. And he was really able to do that tonight, Chris.
Yeah, and I honestly do think that tool set that he has built over the past few fights through his relentless training with JG MMA, those are going to be the things that maybe will make him the next champion here in the bantamweight division. He certainly has what it takes. Yeah.
Ben Sherrill looked really sharp tonight. He's coming right into his own here in the bantamweight division. I know he fought at featherweight before and bantamweight as well also. I think this is his weight class. He's looking really settling into his rhythm, being a young athlete that he is, and bringing one back to Ohio for his team at JG MMA. So they'll be driving back 9 hours, really soaking it in and really trying to enjoy the moment, because I thought he looked really great tonight. And Professor George Gurgel deserves all the credit and his team for having such awesome talent. Let's send it to Chris to call this one and make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Judge 1 scores about 30-27, Judge 2 scores about 29-28, and Judge 3 scores about 30-27, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, it's Ben Sherrill.
Congratulations once again to Ben Sherrill, your new #1 contender in the bantamweight division. We'll see you guys soon as we return with our title fights.
Ben Sherrill, strap season, baby. It's time. Congrats to the team.
Like and subscribe to Cagezilla.